Hey, this is Charles Lewis from Charles Lewis Photography.
Hey there, photographers. Todd Lewis here, also from Charles Lewis Photography, here in very chilly and wintry Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah.
It is cold outside, but it's good and warm and toasty in here in the studio. So we're thrilled to be coming to you with this week's Lewisized Kick in the Pants Photography Money Making video, where we're going to cover ways to stay motivated, give you a marketing tip, and actually this week we're going to spend a little bit more time on our specific marketing tip and take out a couple of the other sections just for this week probably, because we want to cover this particular aspect of the video very, very detailed. So
Right.
let's jump right into our first section here, where I like to have a motivating quote of the week each week, and this one comes from Dad. I know one of your personal favorite people,
Yep.
motivational people, and this is Benjamin Franklin, who says, "Remember not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment." Oh, that's a
That
great
is.
comment from Benjamin Franklin,
That
and
is.
and to me, this is all about the relationships that we build with people, which we're doing whether we want to do it or not. This is what we're doing every day of our lives, both in our business and outside our business. But don't kid yourself; this is a huge part of running a successful photography business.
Yeah, it is. And I find this motivating because it's all about the internal dialogue versus the outer voice, which is a major part of our communication with ourselves and as well as others. How you communicate to yourself is extremely important, but also how you communicate to your clients and prospects.
Yeah, there are times, believe me, when we want to say something, but we probably shouldn't. So always think before you speak. And
Right
a
on.
great example of this is when you're dealing with clients or potential clients. And we all have had those difficult potential clients that, oh, what do you mean you charge that much money? What do you gold plate those things? And the temptation is to say, well, no, I don't, but I should gold plate them. And how dare you tell me how much I should and shouldn't charge? You always got to think first before you speak, because you may say something that would be completely inappropriate, and that's hard, and it's harder for some people than others. It's what they call somebody who's hot-headed. They
Yep.
just kind of spit things out without thinking first. So that's the motivating quote, but it's also not just motivational. It's also because it's going to keep your relationships with people in your life and in your business going very well. But it's also motivational because also think about not saying the wrong thing to yourself in your mind, like my dad said earlier. So
Yep.
all right, let's move on to a motivational exercise of the week. Each week we want to give you something to keep you running on that treadmill of motivation, keep that exercise going. And it is very much like a muscle, so we got to keep exercising our motivational skills. And this week, what we'd like you to do is to make a list of the things that you've accomplished that you're proud of. Now, one of the best ways to stay motivated is to remind yourself of the things that you've done that you're proud of, both in your photography business and also in regular life.
Yeah, if you're feeling a little bit down on yourself, we all get that way from time to time. Take 30 to 60 minutes and sit down in a quiet spot with paper and pen in front of you and go over the last year, the last 2 years, the last 10 years, and jot down what you've accomplished that you're proud of.
Yeah, think of all the little things too, not just the big things. It's not just the monumental changes or obstacles you've overcome or goals that you've achieved, but also look at some of the little things, because those all add up to keep you motivated and realizing you are getting things accomplished.
Include things you've done for other people to help them and things you've done for recreation that you're really proud of as well.
Yeah, and whenever you're feeling down, here's your motivation. Pull out this list and look it over, and you might be really pleasantly surprised and go, wow, I don't feel like I've gotten much done over the last year or over the last month or in my life, but boy, look at this list. It definitely says differently.
Right on.
Our next section, and this is the one I want to spend a little more time on, is our fast action marketing tip of the week, which this week I want to talk to you about using video and audio on your photographic website, because it can be up to 3 times as effective as just words and photographs. Now, we're going to take a little bit more time during this video on this one section, but let's just jump right in here.
Design and the persuasiveness of your website is totally paramount to your success as a photographer.
Yeah, your website is a conduit to reaching new clients. So it is very
Yep.
important in this day and age that you really be utilizing it to the best of your ability. And don't make the mistake of thinking that simply having your photographs up on the site and your logo and your phone number and your email address, that's going to be enough to get people to come to you. It simply is not. Because remember, the number one thing in your photography website that it must do for you, and believe me, it's not show off your photography. All right, it must build a rapport with the visitor and let them know how much you are dedicated to creating the perfect photograph for them. Again, it's building a relationship, building a rapport. Do you see a theme going here with some of the stuff we're talking about today?
Yep. Audio and video on your website is a great way to do this, as it goes way beyond just reading words and seeing photographs. It starts building a relationship with you.
Yeah, and that's the key, especially in a photography business. They're not going to hire you just because of the quality of your photographs. Don't kid yourself there. There's so much more to it than just that. And this has never been easier to do than it is right now.
Yeah, with audio, this is great to use for testimonials, for example. Record them over the phone using Skype or a recorder that plugs into your phone, or record them in person with a simple handheld recorder that you can get at Best Buy or wherever, or an iPhone or a smartphone.
Yeah, my iPod, I've got an iPod Touch. It will record these perfectly beautiful. I mean, again, they don't have to sound professional like they were done in a recording studio. In fact, they shouldn't. You don't want them to sound perfect. You do want them to be intelligible. You want them to be, people be able to understand the words. And with video, just use your webcam that's built right into your computer if you have one, or just use a simple video camera, just a camcorder, that you would buy at Best Buy or whatever, to record yourself and then edit it using Windows Movie Maker or iMovie, pieces of software that I believe just come with your operating system for your Mac or your PC. It's so simple, very, very easy. You don't need special lights, although you know what? As photographers, you probably have them. And you know what? A lot of the digital SLR cameras that we have now, ours included, we've got a Canon 5D Mark II, films incredible video. I mean, high-def video. So you probably have everything you need in order to do this and do it very simply.
Yeah, and the key here is to do this, okay? If you're listening to this and you're saying, oh yeah, that sounds too hard, yeah, someday I'll do that. These are the things. These are the things that make the difference between the successful photographers and those who are not so successful. You can do this. You just got to take action, and we're trying to help give you a plan here.
Yeah, and I've already advanced to the next section here on goals and planning, but before I get into that, I do want to state, again, why you want to do this. It's to build that relationship, and believe me, somebody seeing you, on camera, on the website, talking to them, builds such a better relationship than just reading words from you. And hearing the audio from testimonials, people that are thrilled with your work, says so much more than reading them on your website. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't have written ones as well. I want to state that also here. Very important.
Yep.
You want to have written testimonials and audio testimonials, not necessarily of the same person, but pepper them. Some of them are audio, some of them are written, some are, that way people that want to listen to them can listen to them. People that would rather just read them can read them. People who are in their workplace and don't want to have audio playing over their computer speakers, might have their computer, they may not hit play on that, but they'll read the ones that are on there. So mix it up, shake it up, because different people respond to different things.
Right.
Next section is our goals and planning. This is the time to take a look at your goals, your progress, and your planning of the upcoming week. This is such a vital part of each of these videos. So I want you to read your goals aloud and then review your progress and make notes and then plan out your upcoming week. And you're going to pause the video here until this is done. We'll give you as much time as you need, because you just hit pause, and when you're done, come back and hit play. But make sure you do all three of those steps. So very important.
Yeah, they really are.
All right, we're back. You've done what you were supposed to do, right? Okay, I'm going to believe that you did it. Let's move into our last section here and talk about some final thoughts for the week. And these aren't just my final thoughts. These are my dad's too, but I went ahead and typed this up just before we got started here. And basically, the world is comprised of two basic types of people. People who believe that things just happen to them, and those who believe in making things happen for themselves. Now, the first type tend to struggle because they look at themselves as victims of circumstance. You know, everything happening around me is just happening and I just got to go with it. While the second type forge forward, working toward what they want out of their life and their businesses. And I challenge you here, we challenge you here to strive to be that second type of person. You have the power to do that.
Yeah, you can do this. Just be careful who you listen to. Be careful who you take advice from. Watch out for the negative people who are going to tell you now isn't the right time or you could never do that. You can do this. Just be very careful what you allow to go into your mind.
And that's it for this week's Kick in the Pants Lewis-sized photography video. And we'll come to you again next week with an all-new video. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye now.